Yeah.
You don't know what to expect because people confuse it. I had a conversation. People confuse that with anxiety with your intuition, and we were talking about it, and the difference is fear. So when it's anxiety, it's fear-led. When it's your intuition, you just know.
Alright, so what about this sex magic?
Okay. Whoa, wait a minute.
There is balance in everything. So too much of anything is not good. So you gotta find balance in it. If you're using it as a coping mechanism, that's the problem. That's where I come in. That's where I can help you get through that and kind of dig to the root of why you feeling the way you feeling. What's making you do the things you do.
Like, you got to see, you got to smell it. What it smell like? What it feel like? How you gonna feel when you get it?
New car smell.
Right.
Nigga, my shit was like.
Black ice in the window.
My shit was like.
What's going on, everybody? Back with another episode of 3 Cups In. You ain't got your cup.
You ain't getting in.
It's your boy, the Joker.
RAMBO. Dirty.
And right now, we got another guest, Miss TEAIRA, the herbalist.
Yeah, well.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, y'all.
Yeah, so, when we bring guests on, you know what we gotta do. We gotta bless them with a cup.
I bless him with a cup. Yeah. This is for you. Okay.
Yeah, she happy to get that cup, boy. But, Miss TEAIRA, pretty much, explain to us, what is it that you do?
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I'm an intuitive herbalist and a Reiki practitioner. So as an herbalist, basically I help people kind of heal ailments, anything physical that they're dealing with using herbs and roots and different things like that. As a Reiki practitioner, so Reiki is actually God energy. It's not tied to any religion or anything like that. I use energy and symbols to be able to bring alignment into your body and different things like that. So alignment, I can chakras. Y'all ever heard chakras?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No chakras. So basically, if your chakras are off, or if you're feeling like any pain or any mental issues or anything like that, I use the energy from my hands along with the symbols to actually bring healing and balance to you.
Okay.
I bet you these supposed to first say I'm mental.
How do you do that?
Okay, so basically you go through like training, it is extenuating training, and there's symbols, so there's like different symbols that you use, and I'm able to activate them with my mind and the energy.
Oh, wow.
So I use the symbols to be able to actually align you and bring balance into your body. So different healing. So whatever it is you need, I don't have to even do anything particular because the healing usually knows what to do. But if I get intentional with it, then it's really, there.
Right.
But the actual healing, the energy that I give you, it knows exactly where it needs to go and what it needs to do.
Okay.
So people come at my table and they're feeling like relieved, or they're feeling less anxious, different things like that. And even sometimes I give people messages. So if I feel like you're dealing with something during your session, I'll give you a message and tell you, okay, this is what you're dealing with. This is how you need to get through it.
Right.
So that's usually people's favorite part. I had a guy the other day. He was like, I just got a question. It's like, he was like, how do you know all that about me? And I was like, well, your energy, your energy, because he was so open to the healing, so I was able to tap into him and pull everything out that I needed, so I can help him.
So, how can we book a session? I might need that.
We need that.
Yeah. Hey, listen, three cups. Hey, we need that. Hey, get the game right, because we need it.
You can book a session. You can book it online. My website is www.rootedvibrations with a Z on the end. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Rooted Vibrations with a Z. You can book a session, and you can always. I'm mobile right now, so you can always come inside. I can come to your house and actually do it that way.
Alright, hold up. We need VIP. We need to go on booking. We need to hit this. Hey, we need this. Right.
In the studio, so we need him to come.
You come on 3 cups,
Look, I got y'all. Look, we can make something work. It may not be as, you may not it's something too though that it is real sacred, right?
Okay.
So it's something that you want to be able to
Personally.
do personally because
Okay.
at the end of the day, I tell you to eat light, and I need you to kind of reflect,
Right.
and I want you to avoid people because this is a self-reflection thing.
So eat like.
Eat light, so eat from the earth. You can release the meat for a little bit.
Nah, how long? You know.
Just for the rest of the day. So after your session, just for the rest of the day, or how long you make. Some people see like they don't want to eat meat, or they see a change where they just feeling like, oh, like just feeling the difference. So they making a healthier lifestyle. So if you come to me with something particular, like, you know what, I want to stop drinking alcohol. I want to stop smoking weed. I can actually help you get through those addictions.
Yeah, the drinking alcohol problem.
I love the alcohol.
Yeah, because hey, listen,
I mean, you'll be surprised.
I'm
Man.
gonna tell y'all now.
Yeah.
Dealing with these two,
You got to drink.
you gotta drink. You gotta drink.
You ain't got no cup.
Remember though, it's
Hey.
there is balance in everything. So too much of anything is not good. So you gotta find balance in it. If you're using it as a coping mechanism, that's the problem. That's where I come in. That's where I can help you get through that and kind of dig to the root of why you feeling the way you feeling. What's making you do the things you do.
Respect that. Respect that.
Yeah. So it's balance. You know, you have to balance it out.
So actually, you were pretty humble on your interests. So you are a herbalist, as well as a Reiki specialist. So, but you're also an entrepreneur. You have big things coming in 2022. Rooted Vibrations has big things coming in 2022. A lot of things you put in the forefront, and actually, you're doing it now. So you have a announcement you want to make?
Yes, so January 2nd, 2022, I'm opening my holistic healing studio. So it's the only black-owned Reiki studio in Columbia, KC area. And I'm opening it up. I'm having a grand opening, so everybody's invited. Kids, your mom, your grandma, your brothers, everybody. Everybody's invited. I'm going to be giving away free prizes and door raffles, free sessions. So if y'all trying to get y'all session, that's a good time.
Oh yeah. Hey. We in there.
So yeah, so I'm definitely excited for that. My product line is going to be in there, so I sell all natural holistic products.
Okay.
So I also have, it's called Strong Arm. I should have brought some for y'all. It's a men's supplement.
Okay.
So it like, you know the honey? Y'all had the honey?
No.
The little honey, Viagra, or anything like that?
Yeah, I've had.
Okay, so it's an alternative. So it's a healthier alternative to honey. So if you need energy, if you need like if you need to last longer,
You need help. Need assistance.
Not even that. You don't even have to need assistance. It just helps that. But if you need, good energy, you need to last longer.
And you left this?
Yeah, it's called Strong Arm.
Natural stimulant.
Yeah, and I have one for women too. It's called Drip.
Oh.
So you want to be a lady? Yeah, your wife, right? Your wife, right?
Yeah.
So drips, and it stimulates and make her more sensitive. She drips. Like I use that. I created that because I used it. So it was like what I use in mine. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay,
Ooh, it works.
yeah.
So it works.
So y'all gotta get the man strong arm and the woman drip.
Okay.
So yeah, so those holistic, like some of those things will be inside of my place. So I sell sage and crystals,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Now, okay, I got a question about the sage thing because I had a lot of people, because a female had gave me a sage one time, and she really didn't tell me like how to use it, how you use it.
Right. Okay, so a lot of people ask that. So there's sage. Sage is different kind of sages. White sage is usually the traditional sage that people use. It's so many different rules that people try to put on it, but we just keep it simple, right? So white sage is actually something that you go through and you remove the negative energies out your household. So it neutralizes the energy, right? But what people mess up at is they remove the negative energy, but they don't actually refill it with positive energy. So if somebody come in your house with a nasty attitude, they're putting that into the atmosphere. That's what's going. So what you have to do is something called Palo Santos or even Florida water. After you cleanse the energy, you bring in that positive energy. You play your music, you dance, you bring that positive energy back into your household. So that's what people like. So that's what sage does. It clears the energy. And it's good to use, if you need to just somebody to piss you off real quick. But I'm a Florida water person. Like I like Florida water. Spray it on you, spray it in the atmosphere. Spray them, So yeah, but that's sage and Florida water. Just a way of cleansing and protecting yourself.
Okay.
So you think, would you recommend herbalism?
To everybody, the whole entire my goal is to get herbalism and holistic healing into the household. Men, women, the mothers, kids, everybody, so they can know what what it entails, because you can say I have a headache. You don't have to take Motrin. Motrin eat the lining of your stomach. Motrin tear you up. You can actually go take an herb called fever view and peppermint, and that'll actually help relieve your headache.
Oh, okay.
Just like that, just by you knowing that, you're able to do it. So if you're sick, you have ginger and lemon in your house. Everybody usually has, especially y'all see old people.
Right.
They always got lemon, ginger, something outside of vinegar.
Right.
That's medicine. Like those things are medicines. You take those and you use them and you put them together right, you can really heal yourself. Sore throats, cold, flu, all that.
Yeah, I put it
And be in the kitchen and not.
Right.
Keep you some ginger. I always say keep ginger, keep garlic, keep honey. Some people are against honey, but honey works. Keep honey in your house. Yeah, honey, ginger, garlic, and cayenne pepper. You'll be surprised. Cayenne pepper does it help too.
He keep the honey.
Keep it sticky, my boy. Keep it sticky, my boy.
Some of them stimulant pills. So I want everybody to be, just to realize that it's out here, and it's affordable. My thing is, I want to be affordable. I don't want people to come and be like, oh, I got to pay the rent or get healing. No, that's not how I want it to be. I want you to be able to afford me. It's even things I just do for free, because if I see you in need, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I just turn my back on you if I know I have the tools to be able to help you? So definitely. So that's kind of part of the way where I met Shalil on our spiritual journey, just us sharing things and being able to say, hey, we learn from each other. We learn from each other. So I met her on my journey, and it's been she's been a really good person. Even though we met on Facebook, it's like we just known each other for 20 years, right?
So speaking of Shalilal, here she is right now.
Yeah, you got to welcome her.
Okay.
And of course,
Welcome.
and of course, bless her to come.
Okay. I'm in. I'm in.
Thank you for that.
So we got Miss Shalil, that spiritual advisor. Go ahead and tell us, about your journey.
Okay, so with my journey, I'm a spiritual advisor, so I pick up on basically blockages that people may be experiencing in their life that may be blocking them from reaching their full potential, helping people get into more mental healing and knowing what's going on with themselves. Sometimes I do it off tarot cards, but then sometimes I do it off, my intuition, just kind of helping people to free themselves from emotional baggage, realizing their childhood traumas, because things we go through as kids influence some of the decisions that we make as an adult, and until we revisit those places, we won't understand why we move the way we move, or why we do the things that we do, or why we may select the partners that we select based off of the things we've been through as a kid. So I help people with that by reading cards or just consultations over the phone. And soon I hope to have my website up for Goddess Healing, which is going to be an online spiritual shop where you can purchase things like sage, crystals, oils, candles, and also I help people too with rituals, like doing full moon rituals. It might just be me and a friend. I'm starting off with friends first, and just kind of teaching people how to do self-care and things that matter, to make you feel whole and just at one and at peace with yourself.
So do you feel like you and your spirit are linked in, or do you feel like it's two separate things, or do you feel like you need to sync with your spirit, or where do you start?
Well, I feel like you got to be tuned into yourself first, because that's the only way that you're going to hear the God. Because I used to be like, what people mean when they hear God? What you mean? Because I'm waiting for this voice that's going to come out of the sky and be like, hey, my child, But that's not what it is. You get what I'm saying? It's really your voice, that gut feeling that. You ever had one time where you might have been like, damn, I shouldn't do that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And you go against it.
Definitely.
Yeah, you go against it. That's God. That's God speaking. That's spirit. But it's in your voice. You get what I'm saying? So it's no other voice. It's just that gut feeling, that instinct. That's God speaking to you, which you are God. You get what I'm saying? Because you were really created in His image, then God lives within you. So that's your voice telling you what to do. But we ignore that so many times. I got tired.
We don't know what it sounds like.
Yeah.
We don't know what to expect because people confuse it. I had a conversation. People confuse that with anxiety with your intuition. And we were talking about it, and the difference is fear. So in this anxiety, it's fear-led. When it's your intuition, you just know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the major difference to be able to tell, like, is this me or is this me being crazy? You know what I'm saying? So
Right. And that's what the readings do too. Like most of the time when I give readings, the person is just like, oh, I already knew this. Because it's really just confirmation to what you already know, but you may have doubted it, or you, like I said, we just don't listen to that voice.
Right. And then that's what I'm here for. I'm on the other hand where I'm trying to, like, she showed you this is what's going on, right? And you come, well, I need to step further. How do I actually dig deep into that person? And that's when you come to me and I bring that person out of you so you can heal them and live better.
Oh, that's real.
So we work together.
That's real.
As y'all can see, these sisters know what they doing.
They know. Trust me, they know.
I mean, cause you live it. You gotta live it. Like, you know, I had got married. I just got a divorce, and I was going through it. Like, you know, a mother, a wife now, and I had to find a way out. I had to find a way to save myself. So I saved myself.
Right.
You know, I saved myself through meditation, through herbalism, through healing. Like, I did that.
I don't think we realize how often we're not mentally present. Like we can be physically present, but really not mentally here.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because you're so consumed with what you got going on, what you got to do, your future. So just be present. And I think that's one thing that spirituality does teach you is to be present. Love yourself where you are now, not when you get where you're going.
Right.
And I think that's where people lose a lot of their self-love and their drive, because you're thinking about the destination instead of the journey. It's going to be steps. When you ask for something, whoever you believe in, whether it's God, whoever you call your God, you know, it's just going to be steps. You can ask for something. We just think about the outcome. We don't think about the steps that we're going to have to take to get
Right,
there. And sometimes it's going to be, you know, little trials, little lessons, because that's what life is about. So I feel like if you just embrace those things instead of being so angry about what you're going through, and embrace the changes, embrace the challenges, because what stays the same. When you look outside, sometimes it's full of flowers on the trees, then the trees getting it's bare, nothing.
Right.
You get so sometimes you're gonna have nothing, because things have to fall apart in order to come together.
Right.
And so spirituality does teach you to pay attention to nature, little things that you was never paying attention to. It's not some dragged out, like, I don't know. I think people just think it's gonna be like some type of,
Like you said, coming down. You know, it's like, but sometimes it's the most subtle thing. So we moving so quickly that we miss the smallest things. So like the way the wind blew, that bird twerked at the twerk. Bird twerk. Bird twerk.
I wish I would see a bird twerking.
You know what? Like if you wait to hear from your family or something that passed away, you may hear a bird tweet in a certain kind of way. You just like him, you know, because you were saying, but the way you find it is you put yourself in situations. So you go in nature, you sit outside, you sit in the moments. We be so quick to do stuff, but when you sit in those moments, you'll realize like, oh my God, like, you know, it's here.
Let's say a little prayer for peace.
So I remember you mentioned it's called tarot cards.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly are those? Like, what do they do?
Yeah,
I'm really scared of them.
Please enlighten us on what the tarot cards is.
Okay, so a lot of people are scared. I'm glad you said it, because a lot of people are scared when it comes to tarot cards, only because religion teaches us to fear so many different things, and so we're taught that it's witchcraft, it's voodoo, it's this and that to the third. But I'm gonna just say this before I get into that: there's good and evil that exists in anything. The church, spirituality, people. You get what I'm saying? So it's just in the way of your intentions behind it. You get what I'm saying? So that's why you always want to be careful too when you're going to people and you're getting readings, because you have to make sure that the person who's doing the spirit is correct and that they're not working in ill intentions. You know, because sometimes I think people get out of the message and more of the money. So I use the tarot cards. I'm not doing anything. It's energy. You get what I'm saying? Like, one thing I may do is I may shuffle the cards and I'm asking a question, or you may have a question for me that you're meditating on. I might just ask you, like, what messages do you have, you know, for such and such? And then this card comes out. I'm gonna look at the pictures in the cards. I'm gonna look at the colors, because colors represent different things. Certain animals may represent something. This person could be doing something in this card, because there's different illustrations on the cards. And then are you going through such and such? I see it's a storm right here. A storm could be a physical storm or a spiritual storm. You get what I'm saying? Okay, well, what does she need to do to get out this storm? It may be address fears or whatever it may be, but I'm not doing anything. It's all energy, and I'm just pulling the cards out. That's it.
So with that, like, can you actually like read us like now? Like without having the cards, can you just give us some type of, you know, reading on?
Both of y'all.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah, cause she do it.
Yeah.
Cause I'm interested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
And I'll be honest,
I'm pretty into it.
If it's true about me, I'll be honest and say it's true.
I'm about to say, I'm pretty into it myself, so I know my wrongs, I know my rights.
I feel like he's working on something new, but he's not sure about a route to go. But whatever route you was doubting, it's really that route you need to take.
Okay. So.
Hey.
Don't second guess it. You think long, you think wrong type of thing.
Okay.
Right.
But so, we big business.
Facts.
I feel like you.
Oh.
Okay, so just I feel like you need to open up your throat chakra. So when I say open up your throat chakra, it's your throat chakra.
Yeah.
I mean, like, open up your throat chakra. Like, you need to express yourself. And I'm not saying that just because you're a Sagittarius. But a lot of times when you don't say anything, then you internalize it because you didn't actually get it out.
Babe, is that right?
And humble will get you overlooked and underpaid. So stop being humble. Ask for what you want. You get what I'm saying? Because
There we go.
I'm gonna work on your throat chakra and, you know, balancing the two, because in your heart too, because sometimes you gotta get your heart out the way.
Yeah, you know what they're saying, right? Stick your chest out.
And don't turn your light down. People want you to turn your brightness down. So they say you do too much, but you're not doing too much. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, because that's gonna draw the people in. People like a personality that's not scared. That's like, when I walk in, yeah, you gonna see me. Don't tone that down. Don't tone that down.
I'm gonna say, I think they
you too. Like, when
Hey, listen. 2022, baby.
Fuck your shit. Fuck your shit.
Hey, I'm up. I promise you. Hey, y'all.
Because you're trying to make other people comfortable, and it's not about making other people comfortable. It's either you're gonna elevate to this frequency and get with it, or you gotta get left.
It ain't for everybody.
True.
It's just not.
And I honestly believe too that, like, you good by yourself, but when you find the right mate, you on top. But it's just, you gotta let her in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, my boy.
I'm good all by myself. That's what I heard when you said that, but when I'm
gonna leave
it together, I said I'm good all by myself.
Hey, for real. All that stuff they saying is true.
Honestly, it's true.
I promise you, hey, it's true. Only because, like, you know, I do try to, you know, like, turn down my light or whatever, just to make everybody comfortable. But hey, it's over with. I gave my reading.
It's over with. You heard that release? It was like,
That's 2022. You see that?
Over with.
I'm telling you.
and it's all about making people feel good. You get what I'm saying? It's nothing like extraordinary. And I'm not saying we're not extraordinary women. You get what I'm saying? But we're not doing anything extra. But it's love. You get what I'm saying? It's operating in love and being willing to help your fellow people.
Yeah, I always say one thing, long as your intentions are pure, like, everything will succeed from there. So always just keep your intentions pure. Don't try to go low. You know what I'm saying? Just keep your intentions pure, and it's up.
Yeah, and you're not gonna be perfect.
Vocalize what you want. Money situation, what you gonna produce.
Manifestation. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Clarity, my boy. Clarity. Dirty bitch, do it. Clarity. You hear me?
Yeah.
Clarity. Okay, I definitely like that. So let me ask you something. So a lot of things that you hit on about the spirituality and wants and needs and what you really want and where you need to be. So I grew up in the church, and it's like they say it a different way. They kind of say, like, wanting what the flesh wants instead of what your Holy Spirit wants, or what you really need. You get what I'm saying? So if I was, and I struggle just like anybody else. So if I'm procrastinating, it's really the flesh, because I know what my tasks are, I know what I need to do in order to succeed, and now I'm allowing my mental and my laziness to overtake, which is my flesh, to overtake my spirit, which in essence is my mind, and I know what I have to do. Now I'm like, okay, well, I don't really have to do that because I can do this and still do this and still be where I need to be. Nah, you need to do what you need to do. You need to see what you need to see, and whatever you see is what is actually out there and not what you want it to be, right? So it's kind of the same blend, or is it more?
Well, I would say everybody knows faith without works is dead.
Right, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So you can't keep saying I won't, but you're not putting in the work behind it.
Right.
You people can't say, oh, I want to manifest a job, and you ain't filled out one application.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now I can tell you something, but I can't work a miracle.
Right.
You gotta work quick.
Right.
You know? So yeah, like it is faith without works is dead. So you gotta put forth that effort. But when you put forth that effort consistently, it's seen. God sees you. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it becomes a regular thing in your mind. So now you're like, okay, I'm going to keep showing up for myself. I always tell people that, like, the best thing I did was show up for myself first. Because when you show up for yourself, everything else is going to show up for you as well.
Definitely.
Sometimes you got to just do it. It ain't got to be perfect. Because when you start doing it, everything is going to align. Just move. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's self-accountability, holding yourself accountable. Because sometimes we can hold other people to a standard that we don't hold ourselves to. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to say self-accountability, like you said, showing up for yourself, but definitely self-accountability. But if you know that's what it is, like I associate all that with a spirit. You get what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes it can be a spirit of procrastination. So you have to speak to that thing like, I release the spirit of procrastination. I am motivated. Even if you don't feel it when you say it, start speaking that over yourself. You get what I'm saying? Because eventually it's going to come back past because you spoke it. Like, Lord, give me a boost of energy. Instead of saying, oh God, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Okay, Lord, could you give me a boost of energy? You know what I'm saying? Even though that's not what I'm feeling, I'm going to ask God for that so I can kind of keep going.
Right, definitely.
Because you're the first person that hear the words in your mouth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you keep saying, I'm not going to procrastinate. Are you really going to sit there and procrastinate while telling yourself you're not going to procrastinate? Or are you going to get up and do it?
Right.
Right. And small steps. And pat yourself on the back when you make small steps. Okay, you stay focused for an hour today. Okay, don't beat yourself up so bad. Okay, I showed up for myself today for an hour. Next week, make it 2 hours. You get what I'm saying? Start off small, have little goals, and pat yourself on the back.
Dang.
So that's a great take, but what do y'all want to ask us? Because I mean, we've been asking y'all, y'all get input. So what do y'all have to ask us?
I got some questions.
Here we go. Here we go.
So my first question is, would you date somebody that does not have the same spiritual or like religious beliefs as you?
All right.
I need to hear your answer first,
Oh,
Mr. Gemini.
Hold on. And listen. Why y'all keep jumping on my man like that? Every episode. Like, why? Just why?
They don't see the behind the scenes. They don't see the talking behind the
It's the
scenes.
Gemini.
I understand that, but
I know what it is.
you know, can you please enlighten us on, what you want to ask? You can't just cut. You can't. Hey, you're not gonna hit us in the blind. You feel me?
So I want to know, would you date somebody who doesn't have the same beliefs as you, spiritual, religious beliefs? Like, would you date somebody like that? Like, say if she meditate every day, or that's not even really. Say if she go to church every Sunday, and you don't want to go to church.
But she in the light of the candles and you scared of the altar.
That's the one. The one. Don't touch my altar. Okay.
I'm gonna stop there because I'm gonna answer that question first for you, my boy. I mean, I've known a chick that was pretty much like into church every Sunday, Bible study pretty much every week, and do like her prayers and everything like that. I had no problem with it.
Did you go?
No.
But if she started asking you to go, would it be a problem?
Not a problem at all. I've literally like made a suggestion like, hey, I will go with you. If you want me to go, I'll go. I'm not against it.
Right.
It's just, I'm not just gonna be like head first, like jump straight to it. But I mean, if you, she'd be like, hey, listen, can you go with me to such and such a session or whatever? Cool, I'm with it.
So you have an open mind.
Yeah, like I'm not against it or whatnot. It's just, ask me.
Yeah. So they be scared to ask, or they just don't go to church?
Who me?
The girls.
Yeah, are they scared to go to church or
Are they scared to ask you, or they just don't go to church?
I don't know.
Sometimes you gotta lead the way, you know.
I don't go to church only because, like, I mean, I done seen a lot of flaws in that.
Right.
So, like, people always hit me with the gotta go to church, you gotta worship, and all this stuff like that. You don't have to go to church to do all that. You do all that at your home, you know, in a peace place, pretty much.
It's in you.
Right.
Yeah. So, that's why it's like I kind of, you know, steer away from actually being in the church. It's a lot of things. Like, for one example, pastor, preacher, whatever, they always hit you with the, you're not gonna be, you know, blessed or whatnot if you don't pay your tithes. Then hit you with the, they don't need money or whatever. Then hit you with the tithes, you know, thing or whatnot. And then you ride here, ride around in Ferraris and Lamborghinis and stuff like that. I'm like, but you don't need the money though. And then when, you know, when people actually go to the church for help or whatnot, they don't want help. So, and I've seen that, you know, firsthand. So that's why it's like, what's the point of going to church? Like, what's the point of, you know, me going to your face and having you tell me something, but on the back end, you gotta sit there and ask me for money, and, you know, pretty much just contribute to your pockets.
Right. So it's the financial part about it is what you're not really trying to.
I mean, pretty much, but it's just like, it's a lot of things.
Because church now has become a business.
Yeah.
It's more of a business. It's more of a financial gain than healing the people. Just that medicine is now to make you make you sick so they can profit instead of actually being in the business to heal. So it's like it done kind of shifted and changed.
Right. Ain't no money in being healthy.
Yeah.
Right.
And you realize spirituality is coming out. You know what I'm saying? We the indigo children. You know what I'm saying? So spirituality is definitely coming out. We teaching our kids more than we've ever known because we were rebellious. We were like, we question everything. Our generation, why?
Right.
Like, how come? You know, so
where the hell at?
That led us to finding more information. You know, so now we're able to spray that we way more enlightened than our generation before us because they just follow what all they knew. They didn't have the internet. You know,
and let's be clear, Mama said you better not ask for nothing, don't question her, you about to get smacked down.
Smack. My grandma, she was smacking you.
And
no question asked. She
with a
dared
pocketbook. Some pocketbook.
Hey, and she dared you to buck up at her.
Yeah.
The wrong thing to do, you out of here.
So
you gonna go with the Lord? Oh, pick your own switch. Okay.
with a little bit of leaves on it.
Y'all know nothing about it.
Hey, listen.
You trying to pick the skinny one?
Hey, hold on. My grandma, my granddad used to tell me to go pick a switch when I used to act up. They dare me to come out with the smallest switch.
Alright.
So I gotta get a tree break. And they whooping me. I'm talking about
and she has a little welt on your leg, all day on the back, right in the front.
And the small ones move fast. Oh my God.
It's a wrap.
They don't know nothing about no
That's
fix no more.
But doing what we do though is actually healing generations. Because my grandma, like I said, she's a minister. But I got my grandma now wearing crystals because she know when they really in the church and they read that Bible and they really follow the Spirit, they got a connection with God. They be knowing, but they just go with the flow because that's all they do growing up into their life. Right? She wear crystals. She let me do her Reiki sessions on her, and I can see a difference in her because she seen a difference in me first. She was like, "Dang, so what she doing? Where she up with this smiling and glowing?"
Right.
You know, so she come ask me, "What you do?" So, you know, my family does that now. They come and ask me, what do you do? How do I do this? And I love it, you know, because it's just like, dang, like, let's spread this. Let's break these generational curses. Let's break these cycles because it's time.
I can relate to that because when I first, like you said, I grew up in the church. My granddad is a pastor. So when I first got into spirituality, I started reading books. Like I started with the Comedic Diet. I started with, I think, God is Healing. Is it God is Healing? I think it's God is Healing. But when I started reading different stuff, I was like, okay, well, my family's probably gonna disown me because, you know, all my life I was taught this was, you know, certain things were evil. Even though I had a curiosity for it, I wasn't gonna pursue it because of my religion that I was taught not to, you know, go and dealing with those things. But when I came out, I was like, you know, forget it because it works for me. And I can only do what works for me. So if they're going to disown me, then they're just going to disown me. I have to take this step for myself. But it actually hit the relationship between me and my mother. Because like you said, my mama started seeing the healing, the difference in my attitude. And it was like my healing went from the inside out. I wish I would have had old pictures that I could show y'all because it's like I really look like a different person. You get what I'm saying? Now, yeah, versus back then. Totally different person. Like skin was dark and everything, you know what I'm saying? Because it was the energy I was in. But once my mom seen this, like she started meditating, doing yoga. She started passing it on to my auntie. And that's how you heal those generational curses because now she's sharing the information with her sister. We're doing more healing things together. My aunt may call me and get a reading now. You get what I'm saying? She might be like, don't say that. You know what I'm saying? But they're trusting it more. Yeah.
Auntie. Nah, but I could definitely speak on that because as soon as I walk in, I can say your energy was very welcoming. Yeah. It wasn't like hostile or anything that would make you be like, oh, let me wait. Nah, it was like, what's her name? How are you doing? Like, oh, okay. You're here, you're present.
So would you date somebody like if say if they don't go to church at all and like us, like you like candles, we use oracle tarot cards, we do
Right, so I'm pretty open. So I would, to answer your question, the reason I would though is because I'm pretty present with myself and where I want to be, and like I understand from my aspect and where I'm at in life, a little bit about life and like the things that you have to go through in life and things that life has to offer you and things that life actually teaches you. For me, it's big on like if your mental capacity matches mine. Not to say I'm like the smartest because I'm not, but I engage in a lot, but I don't let a lot alter my thinking. You get what I'm saying? Like I see a lot, I be a lot. So if I dated another girl and she was Hindu or she was into Hinduism, I would be open to it. But I would actually have to see where her mind, where her fortitude was, and what is she standing behind, and where does she see this going? What brought you into this path, and what is your faith on? What is your, you know what I mean?
It's not a bandwagon thing.
Right. Not because we grew up into this, and it's like, well, this is all I know, and now it's. No, you're grown. Just like when you turn 18 and you got to figure out where I'm about to live.
Right.
Okay, I got to figure out what do I believe and what's going to get me into the right path. So for me, I would date outside of my norm. I would be open. I'm actually an open person, so it doesn't really matter to me. It'd be like, where's your mental at? I'm a big mental guy, so I like pretty is always amazing, but it's definitely about what's inside of you and what can you add and what can I benefit from you. You know what I mean? So definitely, but I'll be open.
That's strong, my boy. That's strong, my boy.
Yeah, that's all it's about, man. Where your mental at? Because if not, ain't nothing I can do with a dum-dum. I can play with you. Like, look, I'm a Gemini, so you know. I can really I can talk you out your drawers. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that like a sexual thing. Could you really?
You're sexual.
On God. On God. No. But not even like a sexual thing. But I can tell you so much that it can be like you gonna be on my back. You gonna believe. It just so for real though. Like, so like, listen,
hold on. I'm Pisces, big Pisces.
Water sign. Scorpio.
Ocean out here.
Yeah, I ain't like that.
Mouth is real good.
I ain't like that.
I'm a big Taurus, nigga.
I'm just
I'm a real big Taurus. That's what?
You feel me? That's how it's about.
So you're married. So do you and your wife have like the same religious beliefs? So is that something you discussed before you got married?
Yeah, we do have the same religious beliefs, but like to answer the same question you asked them, I would be like before I was married, I would be against dating somebody that's like different because that's something that's like I learned.
Right.
But like if just like Derek said, if your mental is not there, like you just kind of like a little ditzy. I'm like,
yeah, you just right.
Right.
You know, you put this little crystal,
and I can't tell you no history behind it or what led me to this point.
Because it ain't thinking about what led you there. It's like, okay, now that I'm here, what am I gaining from being here?
Right.
Like, what are you gaining from this? Is it just, okay, I go to church every Sunday because my mom took me to church every Sunday? No, are you learning your lessons? Are you repeating every Sunday? Are you are you really in it, or are you just in it because?
Right.
Are you
They make
just
Because they force you to.
or is the Bible being read to you?
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all made me even think about this because this was a conversation that I had with my mama earlier when you was like about church. Like, you don't, want to, I didn't say you didn't want to go to church, but we don't go to church as often in this generation because, we say it's within us and everything. Okay, but where does that lead, like, the newer generation? Because, like, even though some of the things may not have worked for us growing up in the church, we still have that foundation.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That led us to other things.
Right.
So how do we create a foundation for the younger generation? Because we're definitely not taking them to church. You get what I'm saying? So who are we teaching them to go to? Where can they go to?
I'm actually glad you said that because I think it kind of goes into what y'all actually do and what y'all promote. And that's actually being in tune with yourself, being in tune with your know-how, spiritualism and herbalism. Because if you're not in tune with yourself, you'll be a follower to anything that sounds good.
Right.
To where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? Until you have your defined path. When you have your defined path, it's like nobody can steer me off my path. I can gain and I can learn and I can digress, but I know where I'm going.
Right.
So that's all it's about.
Well, I can speak on that because my son, I have a 9-year-old.
Okay.
So I grew up in the church and I let him go to church with my grandma. He was in mime dancing. He sang in the choir.
Okay.
But he knows what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because when he gets home, teaching doesn't just as outside your house. Teaching starts in your house.
Right.
He knows how to meditate. He listen to meditation music every night for bed. You know what I'm saying? He can teach you how to meditate. He knows his crystals. He knows, he knows God is in him.
Right.
He knows he is a God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He knows that he's not waiting on nobody to come save him. He got to do it for himself. So I feel like he has and I feel like you really can't speak on nothing unless you really do have the balance of it, because people want to denounce church, but they don't know nothing about the Bible. They ain't never, like, you got to learn about it to be able to speak on it.
Right.
You know? So I really want him to be able to know. Like, he knows, like, we read Psalms and Proverbs. Like, that's part of what I do with Voodoo. We read Psalms and Proverbs. My son knows, to read Psalms and Proverbs at our altar with our ancestors. But he also knows when I go to church, you know what I'm saying, how to act in the church. So that's why I give him best of both worlds, because I feel like when he gets older, he has a choice. Even if he don't want to do what I do, he has a choice to do what he want to do. If he want to go be a Buddhist, then baby, be a Buddhist. You know what I'm saying?
It's all lessons. It's all the same. Like, if a like you said, if a Buddhist tells you this, it's about peace and tranquility and being a well, I don't know, because I can't speak on Buddhist. But at the same time, it's about being a good person, doing good deeds, being a part of your neighborhood, being a part of your community, and giving back. Because at the end of the day, all this is given to you. So when you do what, you know what I mean? So it's
all is one. It just looks different in different places of the world, different cultures, everybody. But
they come by your name. It's all be the same. It's like even when you read and you look up stuff, it's like you can relate based off what you learned, but they're just calling different, energies, different names or different concepts. But it's the same thing.
Like, I got something for y'all. Why we blow out birthday candles on cakes? Nobody know. Y'all just do it because everybody do it, right? You should. So
I blow my candles out because if I don't, the wax gonna jump in the face. I make the wish.
I make the
So y'all, there's 4 elements. There's water, earth, air, and fire, right? So those things carry energy, right? Those things carry energy. So you put all of your thoughts, your wish into that fire. That's what you put your wish into, right? When you do it and you blow it out. Why you intention?
Wait.
Smoke these into
Run that
in the air.
Run that back.
So you got your cake. When you do your wish, you're putting all your throat and everything inside of that fire. That's what's carrying the energy of your wish. What you want, right? So you this is what you want. Then as soon as you make the wish, you blow it out. You remove the energy. You get rid of the energy. But why?
So what would be the difference of blowing your altar candle?
Why is the candle there in the first place? That's my point. Like, so if you think deep into it, I'm not gonna kill the kid's dream. But I did some research today. I just came to my mind. We actually, that came from Greek gods. Artemis. They used to get round cakes, put candles on it, and they made the fire so that Artemis, they represent her every month for her birthday. They never blew it out. Who started that? So why would you put all your intentions into this flame and blow it?
And let it go.
No.
Every birthday, no, I just stir a candle.
Hey, listen.
Let it burn.
I want a cake, no candles.
Hey.
Cake, no candles.
Hey, I promise you, I ain't blowing out near enough birthday candle.
I see that too, like, I ain't even put them on the cake. I ain't put them on the table and light. When you
I
said,
was set my
you know what I'm talking about, boy.
Oh God!
Slight disclaimer, y'all just seen what happened, right? The joke is shitting over there. My bad, y'all. We got too excited. He's here.
My bad.
But that's where being spiritual and an open mind takes you. Because I was just riding down the road and I was like, oh.
That's crazy. Like, yeah.
So,
You manifest something and then before it even get it.
But okay, so if you blow out a candle, right? You blowing the wish to the fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it turns to smoke. Then it goes into the world.
Into the atmosphere.
Well, that's a better word. And that kind of thing.
Fair.
You saying isn't that what you want?
That's the way to look at it too.
Yeah.
But that's how you let you know that everybody looks at things
Different,
but it's all one at the end of the day because your intentions were still the same.
Right.
Because if you don't go get it, it ain't gonna get you.
Right.
Ain't no,
Yeah.
man, he got a business. He got a business.
You feel me?
I got a business. She got a business. And she got a business. It's big business in 2022, 2021, 2019.
Feel me?
Ain't no stop. If you don't put in the work, we're gonna put in the work for you.
Man, hold on. She already told me foot on the gas. Ain't no man. Feel me, boy. Hey, listen. Y'all gonna hate me. Y'all gonna hate me. I'm coming for everything. Everything.
And that's how you should feel. That's exactly how you should feel and how you should approach
And you
life.
got your spiritual team right over here for you. You need some herbs, you need this, you need some what? Look.
You know the spiritual welfare out here, I got you.
It's my girl.
January 2nd. January 2nd. That's in the description below.
Yes.
Yeah. So would you date somebody?
Oh.
Yes.
Hey. No, girl. Girl. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Okay. So for me, I'm open.
Okay.
Right? But I need to see how open you are.
Right.
You may start in a church, that's gonna be where you're gonna end.
Right.
But that means that you have some type of, like you said, foundation. So if you actually going to the church and I know that you looking for something, I can show you what you're looking for. That makes sense.
So what if they found what they're looking for and now they want you to convert to it? Or
then we just
Compromise.
okay. I would not say I would marry somebody who's deep into the church. I'm not going to marry no minister. That's a completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't. But if it's somebody like, okay, we're dating and you're in the church, you know what I'm saying? And I see, okay, you know you got a foundation. You can tell somebody up front like Jesus, you know, or
they just in the church.
yeah, you know, they just trying to find some type of peace or clarity somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I can respect that, you know, but I'm not about to marry no minister. But I'll deal with somebody in the church. But if you just kind of like trying to drag me to church, or if you trying to like the Islam or anything like that, I'm not converting.
Right.
So I wouldn't date anyone who's like, who wants me to be like Islamic or just convert to a different religion. I'm not going back into religion, like period. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, so yeah, I heard what she said, right? So don't try to hit her up, try to jump in the DMs, try to hit her up, none of that, cause she ain't falling for it, you feel me?
You gotta have some direction.
Cause I ain't
Give it the sun right.
Direction. You ain't got that?
And some W2s with schedule C's, cause baby, look.
I like that if she put though, like,
Right.
dating. You feel me? So I like how you said that. Like I dated, but I went married. You get it? You know what I'm saying?
People lose that though. It's the difference between dating.
Yeah,
you know,
it is. It is.
People bring back dating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
Enjoy yourself.
Miss Shalil,
Huh?
would you date someone?
Yeah.
So I'm be real. Y'all had to stay up, but I'm gonna say no. I'm not. And I'm not because I feel like I've read stuff like, you know, religious means to be tied. I don't want to mess with nobody that's in religion because that's something that I'm trying to break away from, and I don't want to take on the road to have to teach anybody. I want what I want. I already come prepared and ready for me, baby. I don't have to put no seasoning on it, cut up no onions, no bell peppers. You know what I'm saying? I want that thing already ready. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I want to continue because I'm not gonna lie. I desire somebody that's gonna be open with spirituality so we can learn more together. That's where I'm at. So I'm not gonna waste nobody else's time.
Right.
Because I go to my granddaddy church. I'm not going to church. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just something I'm not doing. So why would we try to, you know, like waste our time and then God forbid we be to mess around, we have a baby. Now with our baby, now we got to battle. You get what I'm saying? Like
dating. Yeah. We're not making babies dating. Like,
So like,
I just
dating.
And you drop that ball.
I don't feel comfortable sometimes talking to people about certain stuff that I do spiritually. It's like I guess they would have to have an open mind because some people be like, or they try to like water down what it is you're doing or what you're saying. And I want to be able to have deep conversations with the person I'm dealing with about what I'm into.
Right, definitely. Right.
Thank you for that perspective.
All right, girl. So what about that sex magic?
Okay. Okay.
It was like dum da da da.
Okay.
So what about this?
Okay. Now, sex magic, you can do it by yourself or you can do it with your partner. Now, it's even more powerful when you do it with your partner because, you know, as long as y'all on the same page and y'all both intentional. So you always want to make sure you do it with somebody who knows. Don't do it with somebody who don't know. Don't be trying to keep a man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that they know and that y'all on the same page. So it's a way of doing it. You know, you don't just kind of hop in the bed and just smash and you got a house.
Right.
So what you want to do, you want to set the mood, set the intention. You know what I'm saying? So you want to light your candles, get incense. Make sure y'all both are on the same page and have a set goal. So for instance, if you want to buy a house, you say both of y'all have that vision in your mind of, okay, this is the house I want. This is how it's gonna look. We're gonna have 5 bedrooms, we're gonna have a pool, we're gonna have this.
And y'all can talk about it while you have sex.
Or I would say probably before because I'm a special man.
This how it's gonna feel on the washing machine.
Step back.
Oh, you know what?
We might be breaking new barriers.
Yeah, so you know you do that when you get in the bed, y'all get together, y'all already created that foreplay because you know you just can't just stick it in. You gotta rev the engine up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all rev the engine, so y'all just kicking keys in the mission.
Take your engine.
Oh God.
When you start, y'all gonna start having sex, you know, have sex, make sure you keep your intention in your mind, right? And it can look different for different people. So
Pause. Make sure you got that drip, right?
Oh yeah.
You got that drip, though.
that's strong arm.
Oh.
Might need that's strong. That's gonna add to it.
January 2nd.
Hey,
January 2nd.
Yeah.
Hey, you right here. Hey, go get it.
Vibrations
Go
are
get
fine with a Z. But so yeah, so I mean, if you're doing it right, honestly, you know, you can skip the drip if you know what you're doing, but whatever.
Shit, if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing.
Capital I, capital F.
And you said if a woman gives head, then she's helped the man manifest, and then
Yep, so you giving a woman head, you're helping her manifest her desires. If she's giving you head, she's helping you manifest your desires. So what you want to do is when you start, you want to keep going right until you about to come. When you about to come, you pull out. You stop everything so you don't come. Because you're building up that energy. That energy is what you're going to use to manifest. Right? So when you keep doing it about 2-3 times or however you feel long enough, and then when you finally do come, you make sure that y'all all have an orgasm, because really you're gonna be at orgasm state, because you know coming and having orgasms is 2 different things, but whatever. So when you do that, you're gonna be at that orgasmic state, and then you're gonna have that intention, see that house in your home, see whatever it is that you're trying to see, and that's gonna come in, that's gonna manifest, because y'all are putting y'all energy together to do that.
And sex energy is like the highest.
Some of the most highest, some of the most, I would say, highest energy. I consider, but shit. Realistically,
you're in a raw, like you're in a rare state, like you're right.
You're very vulnerable. So
like you're naked, literally, like spiritually too.
Mm-hmm. And you can do it by yourself. So, like for instance, I use sex magic for myself. Shit.
How you do that?
So my bullies. So you know what I'm saying? So of course with somebody it's more powerful, but so basically I just set my intention. Actually y'all, I've done sex magic for my business, and it has worked. I've consistently done sex magic, and I'll get orders after my sex magic. So it works.
Right. And think like I'll do it by myself too, and I just think about like my business or what I want to bring into fruition, or like you said, right before that orgasm, you like really think about it. Like you gotta visualize it, you gotta see it, you gotta smell it. What it smell like, what it feel like, how you gonna feel when you get it.
New car smell.
Right.
Nigga, my shit gonna be like
black ice in the window.
my shit gonna be like
Because that's important, because you gotta think about it when you go out here and you just have sex with somebody and you don't set those intentions. You never know what a person is dealing with mentally and emotionally. Right. So if you have sex with me and I'm not in a good headspace and I'm fighting some type of depression, now after you might feel good in that moment, but after we have sex, you might not feel good.
Yeah, you link souls.
Right. Yeah, that's really true. Soul ties is really definitely true. It's a lot of different ways to get them, but
and people gotta stop having sex when they're sad. Like that's not a cure. You get what I'm saying? Like no, that's not a cure.
Well, it does kind of give off dopamine.
I mean, yeah, it does.
Look,
manifest the bullshit.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna exit. Bye bye. If you wanna, I ain't even gonna get into it.
But yeah, so it can feel good, but then.
So what's best for you?
When you go home to practice, go home and practice, y'all. By yourself. Go ahead and go home. You know what I'm saying? And I don't use porn when I do sex magic. No porn. So use your imagination.
Oh no, I can't get
your image. But no, how you gonna be looking at a porn and imagine what you want?
Because that's what I wanted. That's why I clicked on it. I ain't click on it because I ain't want it.
No. If you want to imagine, like you want to manifest $10,000 for your business, you can't be looking at this coochie trying to manifest your $10,000.
You can't come off $10,000. The thought of $10,000. I know I can. God damn it, $10,000
in the bank. Let's go get you some more coochie. You can do it right.
You got $10,000 in the bank, my boy.
And you know you got a couple sneaky links, and you got to buy them food and get them gas money.
Alright, before we get to the secret, I gotta say this. The new line, if you want some now, let's go manifest. Hey, listen.
Hashtag let's go manifest.
Hey, listen.
I'm telling you.
You want to manifest something? Right. Let's get it.
You're right. I'm trying to manifest us.
Because baby,
think about me like, you know what I'm saying?
Ladies, you want a new house? Fellas, you want a new car?
Manifest.
Let's go manifest. All I'm gonna say, baby, let's manifest. That's my line.
Hey, that's gonna get you sub. Okay, you say that, you like, oh shit, what?
I'm gonna send that to my wife tomorrow. See what she do.
This ain't how you manifest. I'll send you the TEAIRA.
Well, TEAIRA said.
Listen, and we in for the baby, you gotta say them positive affirmations. Right.
New crib.
New car. Also, babies. People manifest babies to sex magic. I don't know if y'all trying to do that, but if you trying to have a baby,
hey, listen. Nah, hey, I'm about to you said it right first. You said it right the second time, baby.
No, baby.
Baby.
But it works like that because you gotta think about it. When you have sex, you're procreating, you're giving birth to, but you're giving birth to ideals, like new beginnings. So it's the same thing. You're not giving birth to an actual baby, but you're giving birth to your business, your brand, through doing sex magic.
Alright, so you already know what time it is. What y'all take on sneaker links and side piece? Cause y'all manifest a lot of things, so y'all manifest through that too. Ooh. What's up?
Not the sneaker link for.
Sneaker links and side piece. What's up? What y'all manifest?
You know how they
I
get.
sneaky link blocked, so. I had to block it. I don't have time for that shit.
That's the role.
Why you had to block?
Well, once you
I'm outside of sneaky link territory at this point, baby. Like, I got my vibrators and stuff. It's that deep, you know what I'm saying? And like, I'm outside of sneaky link territory. I need a break. Okay, because first of all, one thing about men is y'all swear y'all don't want no relationship until you find a real one. Now you done changed your whole mind. You said you didn't want a relationship. You said you was cool.
Oh, now he switched up.
Now you done switched up.
It's not just a woman thing, men do it too. It's not just a woman.
Alright, so look, man, if you a good one, you gotta keep that good thing around.
Right.
So you might have to switch your perspective.
So what should you think is the difference between a sneaky link and a
Man,
side?
that's a real
Yeah, it is. There's a difference because for one, the sneaky link, we sneaking and linking, the vibe might be good, right? The side piece, she feels like the other girl said, entitled. She feels like she got a little bit more that she should get from a sneaky link. The sneaky link, we know that shit, we might go grab us something to eat when we come back to the house. You know what I'm saying? We ain't about to go to Sand Hills. We'll go to Forest Drive. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's my dog right here.
that's my dog. For real, we might go to Charleston on their ass.
Right.
Sneaking and linking with a good vibe though. Really, the vibe is what causes the sneaking link. Cause ain't no female gonna really just sit up and fuck with a nigga if the vibe is not raw.
Right.
I promise you.
I think the
What about you?
I think the difference between a sneaky link is you linking up with somebody who's not in a relationship, you're not in a relationship, he's not in a relationship, and y'all just both vibe. Y'all, it's a mutual respect for each other, ain't no disrespectful stuff going on, but we ain't also announcing everything that we doing, or we might take pictures, but guess what? They're never gonna. You can trust me and I can trust you because it ain't never gonna hit social media.
You said
For our memories.
You said sneaky link?
Memories.
Oh, yeah, sneaky link. No picture with sneaky link.
You can't do no picture with no side piece because I feel like, okay, with a side piece situation, one person is in a relationship.
Shit,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you got a point.
We're not in a relationship.
Right.
So therefore, I don't owe anybody shit. You get what I'm saying?
Look,
So I'm
man.
not scared.
I'm talking about, look, I'd be with my sneaky link if I had one. I'd be with my sneaky link selfie. Like, who cares?
But you ain't
Well,
posting
a lot of times
Why? Because you should be able to trust your sneaky link.
People
What?
should
What?
be in a relationship.
I'm gonna document this for me. Like,
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
not
when I look back at my year, I remember
Because
it.
I would hate for my sneaky link to pass away, and the only thing I got is the memory in my mind.
Yeah.
Because some people you really just vibe with, you go with, and I want to have a memory of us. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm never going to post it. It's not about that, but this is somebody that I vibe with. I have a love for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a genuine love for. So I want to have memories with this person. I don't want to just have in my mind that we spent time, because I'm pretty sure we created memories. You know what I'm saying?
But I think the sneaky link, another thing though, is most sneaky links, somebody in a relationship or situationship. Because you ain't doing too much of sneaky.
But see, that's why I draw the line.
She go to this situationship.
I'm telling you, I really feel like,
I feel like the side piece, they somebody's in a
The side piece,
But
yeah,
the
but
sneaky link, I
so
feel
y'all
like
tell me y'all ain't never seen two people in a relationship fucking with each other.
that's a side.
the side piece, both sides. Because they both
You're on the
have
side.
I don't know, but sometimes the other fucking girlfriend
You
be
can
on
be in
that
a
side.
relationship and be in a sneaky link.
Right.
But, so, alright, so this is my take, and I think I kind of gave it in episode 2, or 1. But, okay, so a sneaky link, for me, a sneaky link is someone you could be in a relationship, you cannot be in a relationship. That person can be in a relationship, that person cannot be in a relationship. A sneaky link is like the lowest level because it's like we get in, we get out. We know what we want from this and we take from it, and I'm going to give it, and that's it.
I might not answer the phone.
Exactly, because it's not that deep. Because it's, at the end of the day, we're here for satisfaction, and when you need it, high ready. We like Little Caesars. Now, the side piece is like Papa John's, because I like Marco's and Pizza Hut. That ain't the one you gonna call when you really want that pizza. But when you want that deal, you gonna call them boys. You feel what I'm saying? So that's your side piece. When it's like, this one ain't giving you satisfaction, or you know this one gonna provide people, you want something different. That's your side piece. You get what I'm saying? So that's the differences for me. Now, are you supposed to have all that? That's between you.
That's on you. And that's on you.
It's like based off what you believe in and what you want.
That's on you.
Right.
I'm gonna tell y'all now. Don't look at this podcast and be like, oh yeah, this is what we supposed to be doing. Because
do you?
no.
So that's your mama.
No.
Do what works for you. What they tell you in church, my boy?
No.
My bad.
I don't
Where your
think
spiritual journey take you?
Hey, if you need a good reading, there you go.
We got you.
There
We got you, my
There you
boy.
go. If you feel like you a sneaky link, or
Come
you got a
on.
sneaky link, or you need to be side piece, all that,
Or you
whatever.
get someone that you don't want to be.
Hey, TEAIRA and Shalilal, hey, they got you. You feel me?
Yes.
January 2nd. Remember,
Be there.
be there.
With my
Man, we definitely appreciate y'all for coming through. We definitely appreciate the vibes. We appreciate the knowledge. We definitely want to tune into y'all businesses and pour more into y'all businesses. So I want to thank y'all for actually coming today, actually telling us more. I think we left better men today from the lessons that we learned.
For sure.
Right.
That's so I'm good.
We did our part.
Hey, listen. When I say they really touched on some, deepness or whatever, and got me going. Hey, they really got that. Cause 2022, hey, we turned it up.
Oh yeah.
Step
I'll get
When I turn up and when I get, get going or whatever, guess what?
right, so you don't get left, my
These
boy.
boys going with me. You feel me? So, hey, we up there. But what I wanted to say, drop all this or whatever. If we ask you to be on this podcast, we don't really need you. Like, we really don't. Like, we ask you to be on this podcast, to build you, to build us, and, get everything popping. You feel me? Anything else, we really don't need you.
It's a platform, so make sure you use the platform as you need it to. We love to get your views. We love to branch your business out. We love to branch you out and see what you have to say and see your views. So to piggyback on what he said, we definitely love to invite everybody, and we love you to be a guest. We don't want anybody to feel forced. But if you feel as if the podcast isn't for you, that's okay as well.
Yeah, I say just be a person of your word. Like, you say you're gonna come. Nah, that's cool.
Like, if you don't want to be on the podcast, cool. Let us know that. Like, we ain't forcing nobody to do nothing. We damn sure ain't hurting for nothing. You feel me? So hey, we gonna keep it popping.
They a vibe. Y'all missing out. Period.
Big vibe. Like I said.
Take one resume and leave with them.
Hey, listen.
Oh, my cup's still full.
My cup all the way over there, but like I said, when we move into 2022, hey, we're gonna be popping and we blowing up.
Oh yeah.
So
Big cup pop.
hey, I ain't got my cup, but you already know.
Yeah, you got your cup.
Yeah.
It's a real nigga party. You cannot.
Yes.
It's your boy the Joker,
RAMBO.
Dirty.
TEAIRA.
Shalilal.
and we out.
Peace.